What's going on, ladies and gents? It is your boy ETM Gamma here with the lovely
Juju.
Today we're going to be talking about Latoya Forever and Vonrhe.
That's right.
They finally broke up.
Did they?
Or did they? Let's escape the Matrix. All right. Welcome back, guys. If this is your first time, please hit the like button, subscribe, leave a comment, let us know what you think about what we will be discussing. Today, Juju, we're talking about, yet again, really didn't want to do this, to be honest, but they pulled an antic that just couldn't be ignored.
That's right.
Latoya Forever and Vonrhe. Guys, in case you haven't heard, you know what? Let's just get right into it, man.
All right. As much as I cared for this relationship to work, sometimes the universe has its own way of shifting people in ways we don't understand. As a man, I can humbly say that this was the first time I ever gave a relationship my all. I was 100% always honest and pure, but no matter how much happiness I gave, some insecurities only self can manage. I wish you nothing but love, peace, and happiness at Latoya Forever.
So there you have it, guys. That was the infamous IG post that caused the stir, right?
Right.
Some people actually took this as a sincere post from Vonrhe. Now, we saw this post hours after it was taken down.
Right.
The same day. And, we saw it through other channels that were talking about it. Right. Now, Juju, do you remember, what was your first reaction, thought, feeling when you first heard the news?
This screams fakeness is the best way I could put it. Fake news.
Thumbs down, man. Yeah. Yo, you know what? We're not even going to be nice about this. We got to be straight up. This is so lame what they're doing. When we first heard about this, I was like, really? You guys are broken up and then you're going to do it in this way? And knowing the kind of guy Vonrhe is based on what he presents, right, that kind of message. If you look at the message and how it was worded and written, that doesn't even sound like him. It's so uncharacteristic. Yeah. He comes off like this playboy that just knows exactly what to say all the time. Right. I don't think he would have even left a message like that had the breakup been real, right?
Right.
Given what they presented to us, he probably would have been really nasty. Really dirty. After long consideration and prayerful, that's not him, man.
No.
When I first heard of it, I was just like, really?
Yeah.
You know what, man? There's so much we can talk about when it comes to this. So we're going to try our best to discuss what's happening and where we are now. As of today, by the time you guys see this video, probably already know that it was just a hoax. It was just a bogus stunt.
Right.
Many of you probably suspected that it would be that. And it's been confirmed basically on Latoya's Instagram.
Okay.
Or is it Vonrhe's? I can't remember who posted what. But basically, they're together dancing.
Oh, I think that was on Vonrhe's. Yeah.
As if nothing happened.
Yeah.
They're not even like, side, we just playing around. No, they're just back at it like nothing happened. This screams dysfunction on like mutant levels. Like just, man, like it's one thing to try to be a prankster, high school, early 20s.
Right.
5 children between these two. Latoya's in her mid-30s. He's in his late 20s. These are grown adults.
They're considered adults. That's right.
Yeah, they're grown, man. Yeah. It sucks to see this kind of behavior. And what's even worse is that they're doing this on their platforms,
right? Which
clearly is a disrespect to their supporters, their fans, their followers. It's not like they went on a prank show and then you guys fell for it. Like, we're on Punk'd. What did you expect? They're not on a comedy skit show or anything like that. So whose line is it anyway with Wayne Brady? No, this is on their platform. Yeah. So the people that rock with them, subscribe to them, the people that typically are there to watch them, they're doing it at their expense. Like, hey guys, we broke up. Yeah. It's not cool, man. Like, what do you think is going on behind what's the purpose? What's the motive? Do you have any clue, Juju?
I mean, it's like what everyone has been saying all along. just clout chasing, right?
Yeah.
Like just chasing that fame, just chasing it. It's just, that's all I could make out of it. Really and truly, that's all that I could make out of it. Like you mentioned, just the levels of dysfunction, right? Is just off the charts, and it's just really, really, really sad because again, these are adults.
Well, you can tell that they don't see it like that. It's not just us, by the way. If you're watching this video right now, chances are you already feel this way or felt this way.
Yeah.
And if you look online, there are dozens and dozens of people who have clues of who they are that feel the same.
Okay, right.
But I bet you Latoya and Vonrhe, they don't see it that way. They see
How do you
it like
think they see it?
Oh, you guys are just haters. You guys are jealous. You guys are not rocking with us. So you're mad. You want to be like us. Like they see it in every way except the reality. Like they don't understand what they're doing is not needed, man. It's almost like they're running out of antics. Right. They're running out of material for their show because no offense, maybe there is no substance whatsoever.
There isn't.
So it's like, hey, what do we do next? Like, what's the next stunt? Do we play dead? Do we play emergence? Like, they're turning into that kind of thing. And we touched on this, me and you privately, that when we used to watch them back in the day, Adam and Latoya, right?
Right.
We started to see little pranks here and there. She would always kind of tease with cheating and infidelity. Like, oh, did my boyfriend do this? Or he cheat. You know what I'm saying? Like, now it seems like she's just unbridled, like hardcore, full-fledged into this world. Yeah. You can tell Adam may have had a really good influence. Yes. Or at least he was tactful enough to hide some of those things that we are now seeing in full force.
Right.
But with Vonrhe, it's like, yeah, man, let's go for it. No matter what, like that's the vibe they give off.
The restraints are off.
Yeah. It's like, hey, why don't we fake that we went bankrupt and Child Protective Services came in and let's do it. That's the vibe they give off. Right. Anything goes.
Anything goes.
For views, for clicks, for clout, whatever the heck, whatever the case, they will do it.
I could see Vonrhe and Latoya saying, you know what, let's give the haters what they want.
Exactly.
Let's give it to them good. Like, post this real quick, let it stay up for about, I don't know how long, 30 minutes, hour, heck, maybe 5 minutes, 2 minutes.
Yeah, a couple minutes.
Yeah, and take it down. I'm sure someone's going to screenshot it. And and you know what? This is going to give us a boost in the YouTube algorithm, whatever, right? Like, I just know it was very calculated.
Absolutely.
Right?
And it's sad because the more things like this happen, the more it looks like Adam was telling the complete truth.
Absolutely.
In the infamous receipts video, like he exposed a lot of their dynamic, and he clearly stated that Latoya seems to be ready, able, and willing to do anything for that fame, for that clout. And we all heard the term that fame can become addictive, right?
Yeah.
But now we're seeing just how addictive it can be, like at the expense of her sanity, of her stability, integrity, her kids. It's like nothing is going to stop this girl from seeing her names on billboards, and that's what she seems to be shooting for. And that's why we were kind of reluctant doing this video, because we know deep down inside, it's feeding into what they want.
Yes.
They are a talking point. Yeah.
But what did I tell you?
Gosh.
What did I tell you? I told you the reason why from my end I would want to do this video is really just to show highlight, put a spotlight on their situation and just really call it out for what it is. And keep in mind, like you said, they're followers. They have supporters, right?
Yeah.
As hard as that may, be to believe, but they do. And it's like you're pulling these shenanigans, like these childish pranks or whatever you want to call it, at their expense, at their emotional roller coaster, perspective. So it's just really, really, really sad. I mean, it's just pathetic. If anything, I'm gonna keep it all the way 100. It's just really, really pathetic.
Yeah, it's not good, man. It's not cool. And I tried my best to think of a sensible explanation for this. You know what I mean? There is no sensible. It's just it's the obvious. You know, most people, even the ones that covered it and tried to, you know, maybe give the benefit of the doubt that it could be real. Yeah. They all had suspicion. You know, no one really covered it like, yo, this is crazy. They all were like, we don't know if it's true or not, because it speaks volumes to their character. Like most people, even if you're not really perceptive, you can tell something's fishy about what, you know, was being done. Yeah. And again, why would you do that? Like, what is the point? Because on one end, in the message, he uses the term or phrase 100% honest. In the video, he says things like transparent, keeping it real.
The other day saying getting to know the real Von.
Yo,
remember?
Oh gosh,
just the other day, like
this is it's so this is bad on so many levels, and we want to make it clear we're not in any way judging Latoya and Von. We're not haters, and the reason why I wanted to say that is because we're talking about behaviors, patterns. You know what I mean? Regardless of who's doing this, you got to question that. Like, these are characteristics that if you come across and you're a person of integrity, loyalty, trust, respect, or anything, you know, that's noble, you're going to want to look at people who do these kind of things, and you're going to question the motives.
Real talk.
You know, I heard something that, you know, this is early June. So by the time this video comes out, still probably the first week of June. Yeah. Real Housewives, right? Like the latest or the next season is going to become, no, they're going to be shooting for that. Okay. This month in June, right?
Yeah, later this month.
Latoya hasn't been confirmed as a return guest or whatever she was considered, right? Right. So everything they've been doing, the more things happen, the more you realize that there's clearly a motive here. Yeah. Even the rate and how quickly they got into a relationship, how quickly they came out with a joint YouTube channel, how quickly like they got tats, and all of this could be a way of trying to say, hey, I have a storyline. Yes. Put me, you know what I'm saying? Like, absolutely. She is clearly going down this fame road, a very treacherous road of wanting fame, and you could never fulfill someone who's in that position. Yeah,
who has so many voids, and they're just using whatever they think, you know, is best for them. In her case, fame, right? To fill in whatever she's missing within. So
fame, you know, because I think with fame, like especially for people who have issues of insecurity, or you know, they lack self-worth, they don't know what their self-worth is, etc. It's noticeable in that those people have that kind of void, because often when you think of fame, you also think of fortune or riches or money. But no. The fame itself is what most people have an issue with, because let's be clear, Latoya has a nice enough following that if she was focused only on making money, there are many other options. There's many other ways she can do that. That's true. She can strictly just become a brand ambassador. She can do a lot of behind the scenes things. I mean, come on, in 2021, you have Robinhood. Everybody's learning crypto and getting into, you know, these investments. So if money was the issue, there are so many better ways that she can pursue that. Fame is the issue. You know, being known as someone that is special, important, bigger than life, grandiose. I think that's probably one of her biggest insecurities. You know what I mean? When somebody's very insecure, rather, you know, you can just never fill them, no matter what. There's never enough compliments. There's never enough good things you can do to make them know that they have value.
But didn't Adam say this?
That's literally what he was saying. He was highlighting that. Like, it was just never enough for her. And we can tell that Adam was not no bum. He wasn't a deadbeat in any way. No. You can tell by the way he embraces children, the way he presents himself, the way he talks, even Latoya's brand. Yeah. If you knew Latoya before Adam, she was just a typical girl that, you know, turned her phone on and does silly faces, etc. Then when Adam came around, it was almost like an episodic capturing of their entire family, and it just, he added so much weight, presentation, everything became more substantial when he was there, right? But then now she's back at it with somebody else.
With who? Von.
With a guy that a lot of people say that he needs even more attention than she does.
Absolutely.
You know, they're both, that's one of the biggest things they have in common, though.
Even
they both love to be seen.
His baby mama said that even back in high school, he's always been a clout chaser.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
So from day one, basically, that's who he is. Yeah.
You know what? And like, what would you say before we wrap this up? What would you say? Like, how can you detect a clout chaser? Man. There's so many out there, though. But what are some of the ones you would say?
I would say someone who leads a lot by possessions. Right? That to me is a huge red flag of that. Like, oh, you know, check me out. I'm stunting, you know, check out this, check out that. Look at the whip. Like, always making it a goal to showcase what they have. Right. Like, before others.
Yeah. That's usually that's one of the most obvious ways.
Right.
Is that they're very superficial.
Yeah.
Surface level.
Yeah.
You know, like you said, they're all about material.
Yeah.
You know, frivolous things that have no weight, that hold no substance. That's what they want you to know them by. Oh, you know what I mean? They don't have anything important to talk about. Like, they're not really talking about their kids or, you know, building up the community. Basically, they're self-centered, self-absorbed. And that's, you know, that goes hand in hand with being a clout chaser. It's like, dog, 1,500 on the shirt, 55,000 on this and that. Who cares? It's like, you got a little bit more money than your neighbor and you spend it the way you want. But you have to let people know. See why? Because that's what you get back. It's those comments saying, yeah, you bossed up. You know, you the baddest, you the this, you the that. Yeah. And again, that's even surface level. Right. The responses mean nothing. It's like if somebody in these comments say, man, you guys are the greatest ever. Right. And then we're like, yeah. And then the next video, yo, we the greatest. What does that really mean? It's just words, right? Right. Can't substantiate it, and we probably haven't. And that's why people really tend to be turned off by clout chasing individuals. But,
you know, do you recall with Adam, he actually stated that, she actually stated that her biggest dream is to be on TV. Yeah. They both stated that, right?
Yeah, she said it herself. He knows that was always my dream.
And remember what Adam said? Adam said that how at most she was getting like basically like 1,000 on Bravo.
Yeah, if that. You know,
like
taxes and everything.
And it's just like you
can get that at Kroger's, I think. Right? No offense to nobody, but
listen.
My point is, you're gonna put yourself out there just for like, you know, crumbs. Come on.
My point exactly. And you know, she was acting the darn fool on national TV. Right. Think about it. Like the bit that we caught, you know, whenever like we turned on the television, like she was acting up. Like I was like, who is this girl? Because again, you know, in the past, like on YouTube, you would see her antics, right? And people would call it out and say, oh, she's childish. You know, she would call herself, oh, I'm crazy, you know, Latoya, da 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 da. And Adam would try to tame that image. You know, he was trying to tame that image, right? But again, like after they went their separate ways, divorce finalized, like he's like, I'm not gonna be the firefighter anymore. I'm not gonna keep putting out fires. Like you guys are basically about to see the real Latoya. And lo and behold, this is her. And she actually found a partner in crime, in clout crime, to just act the darn fool. So, you know, to all her followers, those people, like, I feel bad because it's like, you know, a lot of people sadly look up to her as a role model. Yeah, right? Yeah. That, and it's young people, young girls. And it's like, you know, they're seeing this woman in her mid-30s acting like a teenager, 3 kids, coming off of a divorce for a marriage that was 9-10 years, and you're just I just feel bad. As far as a role model, she even made the comment that this summer I'm going to be a bad influencer.
Yeah, it was something along those lines of can't wait to be a bad influence. Yeah. And so, yeah, like you said, a lot of younger girls are the ones that looked up to her. And it's so bad because some of those girls at one point, though, they felt like she may have been a good impact, good influence, right? Yeah. She's doing things they would like to do. Right. And then imagine those same little girls. And when I say little, I'm talking like 10 years old, 12, 13, you know, because when she was in her early 20s, when she was still doing YouTube almost 10 years ago, you know, little kids, little girls especially would be drawn to her. They would be like, yo, she's funny, she's silly, she's carefree. Then it goes from that to like what you were just saying. She was acting a fool on a show.
A darn fool.
Like Housewives. Yeah. Let's be clear. Housewives already is known for drama. Right. You know, that show is not like, you know, it's not like the, you know, like the Golden Girls or anything like that. You know, this is a show known for having very strong, opinionated women that stand up against each other. They fight. They do all of that. So for Latoya to stand out, she took it to the extreme. She just made sure she came in there attacking, offending, insulting, twerking, doing any and everything you can do. And that speaks volumes, man. Like I always say, if you're chasing something like money or fame, right? There are so many ways you can get it that are not legal or righteous. Right. You know, those are two things that if you're chasing, in many ways, you're going to wind up doing something that's uncharacteristic or just not, you know, it's not cool to do. You know what I'm saying? So you don't. So, you know, I kind of want to wrap it on this and say that, you know, when you're trying to establish yourself in this world, you shouldn't base your value on things such as wealth or fame, how many people know you or how much money you have. That's why we really respect like how Adam is moving. You know, he presents himself so differently. Absolutely. Like he's not about, you know, chasing clout or fame or anything like that. He lets it be known. These are my children. I want them to win. Legacy. Good vibes, good energy, good, you know, he puts on business. He's still new to Atlanta. Not even 3 or 4 years, I think he's been down here. And he's already talking about like, you know, other businesses, how to get in touch with them. See, he has an energy that it's like he understands what value is. You know, value is what you give to others. You know, and that's how you determine your value. It's not just what you think about yourself. It's how much you can give to others. The
content that you create.
Exactly.
And think about it. What type of content is Von and Latoya giving?
Exactly.
Come on now, let's all be real.
Right. They just, I mean, you know, they're having fun, but at whose expense? You know, at their children's expense, at the expense of their base, their fan base. No integrity, no morals, no nothing. Just whatever we want goes. If it can get more clicks, let's do it. And the reason why that's so bad, by the way, it's only sustainable for so long. They're gonna burn out.
Absolutely.
And their fans are going to fizzle out too. You know, they're going to get to a point where no one can take them serious. No. You know what I mean? The boy that cried wolf is a real thing. What Von did yesterday or the day before, by the time you guys see this video, what he did with that Instagram post was so horrible that no matter what, if and when they finally break up, no one's gonna care to hear his side whatsoever. It's like, whatever. You know, you did this before. Now you're saying, and imagine if it is true in the future, right? They're gonna like, well, you know, we don't care.
Honestly, I just feel like it's a people. A lot of people compare it to this like a train wreck or car wreck. You know, that's gonna happen. It's inevitable. Right, and everyone is just like looking to see when it's gonna occur.
When it's gonna happen, not if, you know. It's gonna happen, and it's not wishing bad on anyone. It's just certain things are too obvious to ignore. And that's what the show is all about. Escape the matrix. The matrix is there, and there's a matrix in everything: relationships, work, any environment you're a part of. You can always notice a certain matrix. And if you are a drone, you just don't want to think outside the box, you don't want to feel and speak truth, then you live in the matrix enjoyably. And if you're like us and you're like, you know, many of you that are watching the show, you see things for what they really are, right? And you want better. Because most of what we're presented isn't good. So you're trying to figure out, what is this matrix and how can I escape it? That's what the show is all about, man.
That's right.
So I hope you guys enjoy this episode. Definitely want to hear your thoughts on the Levon, or I keep saying Levon, on the Latoya and Vonrhe breakup fiasco, the hoax, the fake news.
Fake news.
What are your thoughts, man? Was it funny? Is it like, you know, no big deal, they just having fun? Is it, you know, are you looking at it with disgust? Whatever your thoughts are, feel free to share it below in the comments. Let us know. And then also hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Like the video.
Yes.
Yeah, man. And Juju, anything?
Nah, that's it. Just fake news.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. Stay tuned for the next one. And as always,
escape the Matrix.